Hello everybody and welcome back to another video. It's Sailwave here, and today I'm going to be showing you how to make a samurai foam sword. Now you're going to start out by cutting out the blade, and you just want to lay out the pieces as you would a normal blade, and then you're going to want to flip one side over and then glue it together, so that way when you end up putting both of the sides together, the glue will always stay in the middle. So you just want to flip that over. See how I did it here, where I put the glue on the different sides of each sword, so that way when I put them together, it's all good. Now, once this is all done, you're going to want to put some popsicle sticks in the middle of the blade. Now this is just for some extra stability. If you don't, it's going to be very wobbly. If you're having it for decorations, that's alright. But you're just going to do it just like this. Now, I used like stir sticks. They're a lot thinner because mine's for looks, so I don't care as much about the sturdiness. But if you want it to be sturdy, you're going to want to use popsicle sticks and maybe even 3 rows of them. I just used 2 here, and it seemed to work well for me. And you're going to want to go right up to that edge. And then next up, we're just going to glue this top piece on top of the popsicle sticks. Now when you're done with gluing the popsicle sticks on, it should look like this. Should be pretty stable, shouldn't fall around much. Next up, we're going to work on the sheath. Now you're going to want to lay out all the pieces of the sheath, and again, flip one side over so that way when you glue it together, in the end, the glue will always be in the middle. And you're going to want to glue all of these pieces together, just like so. Now, one side of the triangle should be on the other side, unlike what I just showed there, just so that way, in the end, when it scoops down to the end of the sheath, it's going to all go together nicely. And then you're just going to want to put the walls up with the bottom piece, and then you're going to want to put the top piece on top and glue it all together, and it should just make this nice rectangle all across. Now it should be nice and pretty easy for you to put the blade inside and take it out. And it should have a nice bend. If it doesn't have that nice bend, you're going to have to do a little bit of an angle cut, like cut out a triangle where it meets up so that way it properly goes. And then you're going to want to cut out the 2 rectangle pieces for the sheath and for the blade. You just want to glue them to the end of each of them, so that way it's a little bit bigger at the entrance or at the bottom of each piece. Now this is just for decoration purpose. Now you also might want to put some popsicle sticks in that wraparound, just for some extra needed stability. And then after that, you're going to want to cut out the 2 large circles. Now they should be marked H. You're going to glue them together and then stick them at the bottom of the blade. Now this is just the guard. And you're just going to want to stick it on like so, and this is where you should be at right now. Now it should all be nicely together. And you can even put a couple popsicle sticks inside if you want that extra stability, although I don't find it very necessary. Next up, we're going to be making the hilt. Now this is a little bit trickier. Start out by just cutting out the pieces, and you're going to want to start gluing very slowly the rectangle around that circle. And then once it's all the way glued, then you're going to start going up the rectangle and combine the sides. You can do it before, but I find it easier to do it after. Then you're going to fill it up with little pieces of foam, just that way it's a little bit firmer and it feels like a stronger sword. And then once it's full, then you're going to put the top in. And then you should have a nice hilt that feels fine to grab, and it doesn't bend a lot. Then you're going to cut out all of those rectangles. Now I only use 7 of them. There's 8 in the template. So if you want less spacing between the rectangles, just simply cut out all 8 and use them. As you can see, I just got my extra one there, and you're just going to glue it all the way up, leave a little bit of space on one side and go right up to the edge of the other, just for the bottom design, and it just goes nicely into the guard. Okay, next up, we're doing the final thing, which is the holder. Now, you're going to want to glue 2 of these together with popsicle sticks in the middle, so that way you have 2 stands for the sword. Now here, it's a bit of a circular shape. You're going to have to cut it to your specific sword sheath size, because you want it to fit exactly, and sometimes it just doesn't. So you're going to want to edit it yourself and glue these 2 pieces together, and then once it's all glued together, it should just nicely slide in like so, and then the sword should be nicely be able to fit inside of it. Now that should be everything except for the painting and engravements, which you can do. You just simply cut out the words that you want, cut out the square, put it on the sword, then you just paint over it and it will leave the marking on it. Now there's a bunch of different options, just choose whichever one you feel best. I painted the blade sort of a dark silver. I mixed some silver paint and some black. As for the guard, I just painted it simple gold. The hilt and the sheath I painted black, and the holder I also painted black with gold words. Now that is everything for the sword. I hope it's really easy to follow. If you have any questions, you can just let me know in the comments down below, and I will see you guys in the next one. Peace.